What's going on, everybody? Fall in, at attention. You are locked into another episode of the Husker Army podcast, brought to you by the folks over at Hurrdat Sports Network, and of course, the great folks over at the Husker Army Facebook fan page. Make sure to go check those guys out, become a member. All of us right here are members of it as well. It's a great group, awesome people, and it's just an awesome group altogether. I haven't met one dipshit in the whole group, so that's great. And then, of course, I've got to let you know, as always, if you're watching us on YouTube, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Make sure to hit that bell notification so you know when we upload, if you didn't know when we posted on Twitter anyways. And then, of course, the one thing we always got to tell you about is the merch. Everybody, definitely go check it out. It's at hurrdatsports.com. It's all the Husker Army merch we got right there, and black is not the only color this stuff comes in. Trust me, it all looks really good. You got the shirts, the steel stainless tumblers, the coffee mugs, dad and trucker hats, the beanies. They come in different designs, colors. You guys are going to love it. Trust me. Noah loves his hat. He's been asked about it quite a bit. And if you send us a picture of whatever merch you get, we will make you your own personalized and listed graphic, just like we did for Noah Peters on the last episode. So can't thank Noah enough for that. Like I said, hurrdatsports.com. You click the little pop-down menu, click on merch, find a Husker Army. That's where you're going to find the stuff. You're going to love it. Send us the picture. Trust me. All right, guys. I am your host, Bryan Knutzen. With me, as always, former Husker wide receiver, multi-time national champ Kenny Cheatham, a.k.a. KC. Our recruiting guru, Matt Sass, a.k.a. Herbie Husker 15. And our guest joining us once again. We've had him already this season, right before the season started. So coming on for the bye week, help us get a mid-season review. Mr. Ben Audi from the Coaches BA or the BA Coaches Show. I swear, everybody says it the wrong way.
I know.
I don't know why we do it. But yes, the BA Coaches Show. So Ben, great to have you back on with the Husker Army, brother. How you been?
I have been doing pretty good. Thank you guys for having me again. You guys know I love this freaking show, man. And I love being on this show. Whenever we did that episode right before the season, you guys had me on when I had like no subscribers, and I've grown a little bit since then. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys sticking by me, man.
Cool. Absolutely. Dude, we couldn't be more happy to. I mean, I could see what was coming your way before it all started coming your way. I was just like, just wait, man. You're about to ride a huge wave. Everything that you're doing, keep doing it, because people are going to start taking notice. And now look at you. You're doing your own post-game thing on radio now with the guys with Ship and Hanley. And it's awesome. Or is it Sharp and Hanley? Sharp and Hanley,
yeah.
Yep, my bad. Sharp and Hanley. And, dude, you kill it on there. It's every Monday morning.
Yep.
And I knew this was coming for you. So, to me, this is no surprise.
I do appreciate that, and I will give you credit. You did tell me that in, like, July. You're like, oh, don't worry. You got big stuff coming. So I do appreciate that. I really do. And I appreciate you guys having me on. Like I said, I really do enjoy this show. I found out right before the first game, Brian knows this. I found out my younger brother also listens to this show like all the time. Brian commented on a live stream I was doing. And I don't talk Husker. Like my brother is a student at the university. He we don't ever talk Husker podcast very much. We talk Husker football, and he saw Brian commented on there, and he was like, "Holy shit, that's Husker Army! I love those guys." And I was like, I had no idea you listened to them. I love those guys too. So that was kind of cool. So I'll give a shout out to my younger brother too.
Yeah. I was trying to. I asked if maybe he could join tonight, but now he had prior commitments. He's out enjoying himself.
Yeah, he's being a 22-year-old college student. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And before we roll into what we're going to talk about, just real quick, I wanted to give a shout out to Emmett Johnson. I wanted to wish him a happy birthday today. The young man turned 21 today.
And Danny awesome. Kalen's birthday.
Unreal. Him and Danny sharing a birthday. I mean, why not? So I texted him earlier today, told him happy birthday this morning as well. Let him know on Twitter from us. And I just told him, hey, go out, enjoy yourself. You're 21. Be safe, be smart, but just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't enjoy yourself too much.
No. Just like Rule said, you go out and enjoy yourself.
Look at you.
He's a pretty good kid, though. I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah. I'm proud of you, Bryan. You're being a responsible adult. This is good.
Hey, I haven't drank in over 3 years, and that's just a personal choice. I don't like 2 to 3 day hangovers.
God, I'm like 45 seconds ago, and now I just failed it again.
See? All right, so let's go ahead and get into it here. We're going to do a mid-season review. I mean, here we are. We're sitting 5-1. Saw things on Twitter today. You know, we're excited to be 5-1. Why doesn't it feel like we're excited to be 5-1? I don't know what the hell that thing's talking about. I'm excited as shit to be 5-1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kenny, for God's sake, man, you and I have talked about this at extensive length. Can Husker Nation just finally chill the hell out and enjoy the ride?
No, I don't think they will.
No, they won't.
They're going to find something wrong with something. I know that sounds like a silly saying, but they're going to always find something wrong. We're 5-1. We could easily be 6-0. Or we could easily be 4-2. But we're 5-1. We're coming off a close, hard-fought win against an undefeated team. We gave them their first L. We gave a team that their first L that only has one, which is the Buffalo. So if you look at big picture, I think for me personally, I think a lot of people were so high and rode the Colorado game so much that they're expecting that type of dominance in every game of a quality opponent. And then when they're close or we're not doing that, they have something to say. But for me, man, we're 5-1. We're going to get up against Indiana, correct?
Yep.
Who's undefeated, who is a very explosive on offense, which is going to be a challenge to our defense. But just be happy, people. Just enjoy it. I mean, we're one game away from what we've been starving for. Not me, but what we've been starving for as Nebraska fans, which is a bowl game for the umpteenth amount of years. So, hey, we just need it's just one. So let's get there. Let's hopefully get more wins than that, of course. And let's get to the bowl game. Let's get practice, which brings more notoriety, more national attention, which opens the eyes of recruits and to say, oh, they're building something because it's an improvement from last year. And let's go from there. But be happy and embrace it.
Yeah, same question to you, Ben. I mean, I've seen you be pretty vocal about this, not only on Twitter, but also on the BA Coaches Show. Hey, dude, what the hell is wrong with but a portion of this fan base that they're just unhappy with whatever?
I don't quite understand it, so I have started to try and not understand it, if that makes sense. So just a little, I'll tell you guys about my show. Whenever I do my solo episodes with just me, I got to the point where like I have no notes anymore. I literally just write. I have a Google Doc that just says offense, defense, special teams, breakdown. That's all I have on there.
Simple topic.
Very to the point. So I think that's worked really well for me. However, after the Illinois game, when I had zero notes going into that, I spent more time ranting about the fans than I did talking about football. So that show wasn't my best one. I'll be real. Okay.
No, it was still great. I'm not gonna lie, dude, because you were spot on with your critique. You really were. People need to just, lack of better words, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, 100%. So I have tried to do a better job of talking football on my show because I literally spent like 22 minutes on fans and like 8 minutes on the X's and O's. So I got to switch that up a little bit. But like,
just being called the Coaches Show.
Yes. I got a few text messages that were like, "Hey man, I loved your show today, but isn't it the Coach's Show?" I was like, yeah, you're right. all I did was rant about the fans talking about wanting coaches fired because, hey, I've heard Kenny be very vocal about it, man. Where are all you guys that wanted Tony White fired? Where are you at? I want to hear it. I want to hear it right now because I'll tell you, I don't need to see anything else. Did you just go watch that goal line stand at the end of in that Rutgers game? That right there. F off all of you guys. Tony White's a dog. Tony White's got those boys playing.
That's what we were talking about on Sunday, and it was I mean, he righted the ship pretty quick.
100%. And I think
so.
I think in the Purdue game and the Rutgers game, so with bringing in a new defensive backs coach, we've seen a little bit more of like a shift in some of our defenses, X's and O's a little bit. And I think that Illinois was a very big wake-up call. And the last 2 games have been the first time I've looked at that defensive backfield and been like, all right, I dig it. I dig what we're doing here, because it just it seems like it's all starting to come together. I think through that Illinois game, we was still trying to – I think that game was needed, though. I'll be real with you. I think that game was needed to have that on film so you can go and John Butler can be in that film room and be like, all right, guys, this is what we've been preaching. We finally faced a team good enough to beat you when you make this mistake. Because sometimes you need that. Sometimes you'll make mistakes, but you're going against some bums like Colorado or whoever else.
Agreed.
They can't torch you on that. You know what I mean? They're just not good enough to take advantage of those little missteps. So I do think having some of those bad things on film was needed. Now, do I wish we would have ended up winning that game with those bad things on film? Yeah, 100%. But hey, I'll take it. It's a learning moment. And I think the biggest thing, I can't remember what day one of Matt Rule's press conferences lately, when he talked about like the way that the boys have rebounded from that loss, and like they didn't quit in that loss to Illinois.
No.
They just got a little bit tight. Yeah. He said they quit in that game last year against Michigan. He said that's not happening again at my time here at Nebraska. Right.
Good.
So he said the boys got a little bit tight, and we saw the last 2 weeks when it's a tight game, our boys aren't getting tight anymore. They're still going out there and doing their best to execute the game plan, playing loose. Let's be real. Those black shirts were playing on an instinctual level on last Saturday, dude. That's my takeaway.
Perfect way to put it.
I think the defense called a great game, but I think that game was won during the week with all the film study, and they were reading that offense like a book, and they just let the boys go out there and play. That's what I was happy with.
I love the emergence of Zaire Wright too.
Yeah.
Yes.
He allowed 1 catch.
Yep.
For 11 yards on 6 targets, and So just give us more options when Tommy Hill comes back too.
100%. That's been the best thing I've seen the last 2 weeks is how well.
He's played lights out.
Yeah.
And they're going after him, and he's shutting them down. So
let's not forget the emergence of James Williams as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw little sprinkles of it coming in that very first game against UTEP, but boy, oh boy, these last 2-3 games.
Yeah, and Butler, John Bullock, excuse me.
Yeah, John Bullock has been
he's playing at an all Big Ten level right now.
I'll be real. He's been my MVP this year. I know this wasn't a question asked. I'm just talking.
No, you're good.
I didn't even think he was going to play that much.
I know that. I mean, it was like a 50-50 on whether he was going to end up being the starter at the beginning of the year, right? And I think
Javen Wright went down. He filled in for him, and now, dude, it's just I'm baffled that he's played that good.
He's played out of his mind, man.
Yeah, out of his mind.
Yeah.
So I mean, even that interception return for a touchdown against Rutgers, that was like spot on, and like his comments about it.
Yeah. That was insane. That pick six was like that play was the first time where I've looked at our defense and been like, all right, I like us running Tampa too. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. And that's just probably from me personally, because I really liked all the cover 1 and cover 3 we ran last year. Right. I'm kind of one of those guys where if I'm like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But with the changing of philosophies a little bit, I get it, right? That's a lot of what John Butler's ran, and that's what Rule wanted to do. So like, I get it, but I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. That play, I can direct that one play. Like, all right, I'm good. This Tampa 2 defense is when we run it, I'm cool with it now on 3rd down. I dig it. And it worked out. It worked out very. If you go look at that, just all 11 players on the field. That was textbook how you run that play. Like I have little breakdown, not to plug my own stuff here, but like if you go to my
go right ahead.
Plug it in.
Yeah, you're on the show, dude. It says Coach BA right there. I mean,
no, I'm just saying. I just feel weird trying to tell people, hey, go to my YouTube channel right now. But hey, if you go to my YouTube and you check out my BA breakdown after that was my defensive play of the week. Just like, this is how you run Tampa 2 defense. This is beautiful, and I loved it. And I'm. Any doubters that were brought up after the Northern Iowa game and the Illinois game for that defense can all go out the window.
Yeah, they got shut up pretty quick. Now, Kenny, I think you can attest to this as well. I mean, the defenses that you guys had to practice against day in and day out in your days here at Nebraska, actually, I take that back. It didn't even matter if they ran man or zone, did it? They got shit done, didn't they?
Yeah, they were like a machine. They were just the opposite version of the offense. So, we were like machines, man. That's what people don't understand. I hate always going back to that time, but we were literally like machines on both sides of the ball. So everyone was in sync with one another, and you can depend on one another. Everyone knew their calls, where they're supposed to be, where they're supposed to line up. So it makes a difference. And I think, and I'm sure Matt, because he knows it as well, and how you guys watch it in BA. It took last year, we saw this coming defensively.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This year, it's being put all together. Because what did we rave about last year? The defense, man.
Mm-hmm.
And where they ranked at the end of the year and how well they're playing. You think about this, out of all the football games played this year so far, we haven't given up one touchdown, rushing touchdown.
Not on the ground.
Only team in the country.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
And add that with the goal line stance.
Yeah.
Makes it even more insane. Right. So, I mean, just to see them put it all together, to play well, to see the secondary with the injuries and the linebacker, the boot, and all these guys making adjustments and playing well. To not lose a step, that's what we've been craving, guys. That's what we've been wanting to see. Like I said last week, and I've been saying last week, next man up. You step in there. If you're preparing yourself as next man up, it shouldn't be a fall off. I'll repeat that until the day I die. If you're preparing yourself as next man up, it shouldn't be a fall off, especially in college.
Yes.
Where you have the numbers. It's not the NFL where the number one quarterbacks get all the reps. And number two goes in there, even though he's a professional and he looks like some 15-year-old kid out there with adults playing. You're like, this guy's a professional and he looks stupid out here. But these guys, and then when they have a good game, everybody's like, he had a good game. Well, no one prepared for him. Then you see him that next week and you're like, that's why he's back there. But no, they're playing well, man. I'm proud of how they're getting down.
Yeah, defense. I mean, like I said this numerous times before the season started, during the month of August. What worried me the most was the strides they made throughout last season and the improvement that we saw by the end of last season. My biggest fear was they weren't going to be able to match that and go above it. I was worried they were going to hit that little plateau before they really started to take that next step up. And I'm so glad I've never been more happy of being wrong, because these guys have not only exceeded my expectations, but when you talk about being the only defense in college football to not give up a rushing touchdown as of yet through 6 games.
It's crazy.
That I would have said, you might be reaching a little bit if that's what you're going to say we're going to do.
It helps to have the kind of depth that we have too, though. Like our defensive line
goes right back to what Kenny said. You go back to that UTEP game, next man up. We had guys 5th, 6th, 7th string in there. Yeah. And it was next man up, and they all knew their job.
And now they're talking about some of those guys still redshirting. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
When you're
just keep building the depth.
When you look at even offense and you're so loaded at a position like wide receiver that you can convince somebody like Malachi Coleman to redshirt.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that happened only because we brought in two transfer portal wide receivers, but it was needed. We had to do it.
Malachi could have said,
some age.
I want to play, so I'm going to go somewhere else. That could have been. That's a testament to the coaching staff.
We needed some veteran leadership in there. Some guys that, hey, this is what you're looking at on this play. This is what you should be doing on this play. It goes a long way. They're extra coaches on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, and Jamal Banks, I mean, he's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Isaiah Nair, he's a stud.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get enough credit because you never saw him last year because he got hurt before the season started.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're good enough to start for Texas, I mean, and that's not the fault of Nebraska, but Texas is good. Texas is damn good.
You're number one for a damn reason.
Yeah. And he was going to start for them last year?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now, you've got to also go back to what Kenny said last week. Get 19 the ball. Get Jalen Lloyd the ball.
Because speed kills.
It does. Same thing with Ja'Cory Barney.
Yep.
Same thing with him.
I want to know who's faster.
Killer. I'm going to take Ja'Cory just because
really? I'm going to take Jalen. But Jalen runs track for us.
I know.
But I mean, that Florida speed, though, man. There's just.
I mean, Ja'Cory could probably run track for us.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I honestly don't.
You have to look at here's the difference. I can tell you guys.
I know there's a difference.
The difference is a lot of times with some of those guys, there are guys who are quick.
Yep.
And then there are guys who are fast, just like there are guys who have front end speed, and then there's guys who have back end speed.
Yeah, so you're talking like straight line speed?
Yeah. Well, back end, exactly. Let's say like how can I give an example?
Like an afterburner is your back end speed.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys so you guys remember. Abdul Muhammad was quick, and Abdul had some speed. Corey Dixon was both quick and extremely fast.
Damn.
So there's a difference between a guy running 10-2s, 10-3s. Then the guy was probably running a 10-8, 10-9. Jalen is a 10-5, 10-4 guy. Whew. So he's fast. Barney is quick. So that's why he can get it. His lateral side to side.
In and out of his breaks and everything.
Yeah, and that was the difference with a lot of people, like with myself when we were there, when I was there. I was tall. I'm a long strider. I wasn't the quickest. Now I can get it go once I have it. It's different. But it looks different when I'm running, when I was running compared to the smaller guys.
Yeah.
Now, if you put Reggie Ball and all those guys there, they look faster, but they weren't. Does that make sense? They look.
Yeah. It does.
But if you put us side by side and said go, it was game, set, match. That was it. So the other person that was fast but wasn't as quick, but he was fast, was Riley Washington.
Oh, yes.
Track guy, 10-2, 10-3. But we were track guys too. So you know what I mean? So it's just a difference. But Jalen's explosive downfield.
Yes.
I agree.
We can see the difference on the sweeps, which they gave Jalen a lot last year. That Barney's getting the lateral, the quick.
Yeah.
But when Jalen
and his change of direction's insane.
Yeah, when Jalen gets downfield, he gets it. It's game, set, match. So yeah, that's the thing. But man, we have a very good wide receiver room.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I like the way that they're playing.
Also,
I want us to get the tight ends involved a little bit more to open it up more for them.
I do agree. I agree with you on that.
We already have.
I wish we were running more play action.
Yeah, we already have the running game going a little bit. Get it more to them and then get it to the tight ends.
Yeah, it seems like every time we want to throw the ball, it's just let's get back in the shotgun. Let the running back basically chip a blocker, go out, and everyone's down for a pass.
Right.
I want to see play action so bad, like out of the pistol. It's
100%. Like
so bad. I mean, let's see some 2 tight end sets.
Yeah, I agree.
Jesus. I mean, if we can just get a killer run game going and then run it out of the pistol under center, oh my God. You're going to have wide open receivers downfield.
Yeah. All day long.
Yeah. I mean, like, fuck you, Iowa. Have fun defending this. Trey Palmer's down there somewhere. But that kind of a game. So
I just kind of think of it as like, if we look at like how well that like we've ran like our dagger concept or like our Y crosses this year, like those have looked pretty good. Now imagine if we did play action off of that and we got those linebackers to just take 1 or 2 steps forward, make it
exactly.
That we're already getting, but like we'd be talking a whole nother ball game if we get them going. That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's just the things I look at. I'm like, hey, we've ran this dagger concept really well this year. We ran it pretty well against Purdue. Imagine if we just did play action off of it.
Yeah.
And just get that Mike to just take 1 step forward. I mean, you guys all know, like in major college football, like just taking 1 step is like
that's huge.
It changes the whole game.
Yeah, huge.
Those are the things that when I do my film breakdowns, I point that out a lot. I'm like, watch this linebacker. He just took 1 step forward. Play just got open.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or I'll point out like, hey, see this corner right here? He took 1 step trying to cross his face. He just got burnt.
Yeah, or you cross his hips the wrong way and you're wide open.
Look when the separation happens. It happens right here.
But see, that's the stuff, BA, that people don't pay attention to. This is where I tell them football is so technical. It's the most minute things that can change the way a play looks and what happens. If you go back to the Illinois game, if you guys watch it, go back and watch it on TV. There was a play where they ran the ball, and I forgot which linebacker of ours was there. He took a false step to the right and then paused, and they end up getting the first down they shouldn't have got, running it to their left. And I was sitting there, I said, dude, what? He didn't even move. But it was a false step, and then he didn't move. It's like his reaction was there. So there's a reason there's play action. There's a reason they look off. Yes. There's a reason certain things do this. These are things people just think, oh, he just ran straight and caught that post, or he just ran right through that gap and did there. There's a reason the lineman touches the man before he gets off on his man on the pass block. It's to let this one come up a little bit to assist this one for a minute to do it. There's a lot of little technical things in there. Like Bay said, we get them to step up. Now you have to recoup from that step you just took. See, that's football stuff. That stuff really start.
I still see it in pro. Watching pro football, I still see stuff like that. And I'm like, here it goes.
Yeah,
like before the ball's even out of the quarterback's hand, I'm like, this is gonna be a touchdown.
Yeah, my brother and I went to a Cardinals game one time, and I'm not big on like professional football games. Going to see, it's different. It's just a different vibe.
Yeah.
And then we were there. We were in the stands, and this is how stuff I see it. We were sitting there, and they lined up, and I said, number 20 is. I said, it's Andre Johnson. I said, he's going to catch the ball, bro. I said, he said, how you say? Look how he's doing. I said, if he steps out wide, he's going to be right open in the middle. And they hype. And he said, I said, you see? He said, he ain't even threw it yet. I said, watch. And he just watched the ball. He said, he said, you saw that? I said, yeah. I said, it's little stuff you see.
Yeah.
Like BA does on the film. Hey, if you see this guy lined up here, they're going to attack that. That's why it's that type of stuff. And that's where film, a lot of people, film plays the most part in getting everyone prepared and what people see. So how BA breaks it down and they get to see it, it makes sense. You know what I mean? If you're just saying, they did this. No, let me show you why. Draw it on the board. Then you get a better understanding.
Yeah, great way to roll into this one as well, because I wanted to start with you, Ben. As far as the offense goes, midway through the season here, they've done enough to win the games, and the turnover margin has drastically improved.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Top 25.
Who cares? We're in the plus category. I don't give a damn if it was.
I mean that in a good way. I think last year we finished dead last in turnover margin. This year, I think we're ranked 23rd right now.
I'll take anything that is
a phenomenal change.
Yeah. So
and give credit to Riola too, because that dude does not put the ball in fucking harm's way. Thank you, fucking God. Thank you.
So, Ben, I mean, as far as the offense goes, yeah, they've been stagnant in some aspects of the game in second halves. The Rutgers game, I mean, kind of stagnant.
That's a concerning one to me. Every other game, I was dying on the hill that we called a good game. I'll be real. So, like, I was fighting with people after that UTEP game, as I was like, hey, man, if you don't understand, I said, I don't care if you're coaching youth football. If you're filming the game and sending it to somebody, it doesn't matter if it's fourth grade football. If you're up 30, you're not showing everything you got on film. Like that's just football 101, right? So that's what I was fighting on people about that were ragging on Satterfield after game one. I'm like, dog, when we're up 30-7, like we ain't gonna be, you know what I mean? So
we brought our backups in at the end of the third quarter. Like, what do you think we're running? We're running a base offense that these guys practice every single day.
Oh, trust me, brother. I'm with you there. I wish the rest of Husker Nation was as well. And then watching the Colorado game, I was kind of like, okay, during the moment, I was like, dang, we had no second half points. Like, I kind of want to go back and watch that. And then I listened to Rule talk. And the way he talked about it, I was like, you know what? I've been there as a coach before of like, hey, we're up 28 points right now. Let's try and control the clock. Our defense is playing lights out right now. We're going to control the field position, do all that. And I'm like, you know what? I wasn't super critical, but in my mind, I'll be real, there was at least a little bit of a red flag watching that game live and being like, dog, we got no second half points. I was
but that's the Nebraska fan in you. You wanted to be like 63-10 and just be like, fuck you, bitches.
I was not celebrating like truly that Colorado game until Shedeur came out. You can ask my dad. I was watching the game with my dad. When I realized the backup quarterback was in, that's when I finally just let loose of like, and he gave up. That's the PTSD that I got to get over as a fan. I'll be real.
Oh, I know.
I was stressed out till the end, dog. That's just how I am. But
I get it. That's how we've been.
But I'll be real. The Rutgers game, second half, that concerned me. That was the first game where, to me, I came out of there like, all right, it's a good time for a bye week because we got some self-scouting to do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That was my biggest takeaway.
Again, though, the win was nuts.
Had y'all all acting crazy. Matt Ass was up to 2-3 in the morning texting me and shit. I'm like,
that win was shit, though.
We're gonna win, Kenny. I'm like, hey, dude. I'm thinking
that was the night before.
I know why I'm up. It's 2-hour difference, so it's still early to me. Now it's like 3 in the morning out here. What's going on? I'm downstairs in the hotel lobby. You know, I'm just chilling. I'm like, I'm in the hotel lobby. My brother's upstairs. I'm let him get some Z's before I go in. You know, I'm like, Matt, what the hell is Matt doing up? He's like, Kenny, I'm playing this video game.
I love it. I love
college football. Leave me alone. Nebraska needed another fucking national championship.
I know.
I played against Colorado, and I just said, fuck it, let's see how badly I can beat them. Jalen Lloyd fucking 99-yard bombs pretty much the whole game. I think I won like 120-3.
God. Oh,
classic.
Oh, shit.
The computer doesn't forfeit. Kids on the internet do.
That's the damn truth. All right. Well, on a plus note, obviously, I mean, Kenny, you and I have talked about this. Matt, you and I have talked about this. Ben, not so much because you're still kind of new to the community here. But, I mean, so far, injuries have been kept to a minimum. Very minimal. And the ones that have happened haven't seemed to really deal a death blow at that position.
Thank God. I thought left tackle was going to kill us.
I was worried about it as well, but it seems like we're going to be A-okay from what I could tell.
As long as nothing happens to Gatula.
So, all right.
He's played good. He's been very serviceable.
Yeah.
And now, only going to get better?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Kenny, this is something you and I have talked about over at least the last couple seasons, the amount of injuries we have had to deal with, not just across the team itself even, but a lot of it has been just the offense.
Yeah.
We've had key offensive players go down. We had, I think, 2 or 3 offensive linemen go down a season or 2 ago alone.
And wide receivers.
Exactly. So, I mean, Kenny, we're finally seeing what happens when these players start following the right regimen as far as what to eat, how to train, when to rest, what to put in their body, what to keep out of their damn body. We're seeing the fruits of the labor now, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, it makes a big difference from injury. One injury, significant, injury can change your whole season. We've had some injuries to where we've been able to sustain and maintain. Let's say with let's say with Bullock. We haven't had the running back injuries we've had over the last umpteenth years. But like Irvin, Ramir, and everyone else that went down, the quarterbacks, where everyone else, it was who's up playing this week because this one's hurt. Who's playing the next week because that one's hurt. And then other positions on the field. So it's good to see that. It's familiarity with everyone out there because you're not just tossing someone out there that doesn't really play. But next man up, and it's just good, man. Where we're sitting up here, the biggest one is a quarterback.
Yeah, oh God.
What was our quarterback rotation the last couple of years?
Because
we started 4 quarterbacks last year.
It was a carousel.
Started 4 quarterbacks last year. Whether by injury or just playing like dog shit, Jeff Sims. So it's just, I mean, he got hurt, yes, but I mean, he basically lost his starting job because he played like dog shit.
I know.
He was healthy, but okay, Heinrich comes in and wins his 5 games.
I'll die on the hill that he's out for 7 weeks and his first play back in turns the wrong way for the handoff.
Yeah.
Oh, that was crazy.
I was done with him after that. I'm done with you after that because you're not even paying attention while you're supposed to be recuperating.
Yeah, that was insane.
Nope.
I take it you've never played quarterback, have you, Brian?
No, never.
I didn't think so.
Never was a quarterback. I mean, I wouldn't know how the position goes.
I'm just saying, when you get that call, and everyone on the field, they knows their role. The quarterback has to know everyone's role.
Yeah, and
so the amount of thinking that you're doing, it's insane. It's a 48 dive or something. Just I mean, you have to know exactly which way it's going. You have to know which way to turn your body to hand the ball off. If it's a counter, you have to completely turn the opposite way around. And there's so much that goes into playing quarterback. That's why they call it the hardest position to play in sports.
You got that shit right. Let's not forget that once you get up to the damn line, you've got to read what the hell's coming at you.
Exactly. And then you have to remember the play call, or not the play call, but what you called the snap count at. There's so much shit.
Hey, sorry, I don't want to cut you guys off, but I want to. You guys just kind of segued into something I had in my head. I think the biggest thing that I've been super thrilled with Dylan about, right, is something that we haven't seen a ton. I mean, we've seen it a decent amount, but not any more than we did last year. It's just motioning across to show the coverage show, right? That's one of the most basic things you can do. We're not having to do it a ton because I think Dylan understands what the hell he's looking at. And especially in college football, when you get a true freshman quarterback or just an inexperienced quarterback, you'll see a lot of college football teams utilize a lot more motion just to, even if the coaches can see it, don't matter what the hell the coach knows. If your quarterback doesn't know it, it doesn't matter, right? So that we haven't. Yes, we're utilizing motion, but we're not using it. I think we're using about the same amount that we did last year, which to me is a testament to a lot of the things I said coming into the season about Dylan. Of hey, he is super, super talented. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever seen here. But I think what set him apart and what
his dad.
what's proving to set him apart is how well he understands the game of football and he understands what's in front of him. And I think I don't know. I think that kind of shows it a little bit of he's understanding the play, understanding the play call, understanding the pass protections, all that, and he's able to read the defense without having to utilize what you see a lot of freshman quarterbacks do with a lot of motions across. Like, to me, his mind has been outstanding this year. And hey, that last game against Rutgers, I'll be real, that was probably the best coach defense he's probably ever faced in his entire life.
Easy.
Yeah, I think
so far, absolutely.
Illinois had a great game plan against him.
100%.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, I think Greg Schiano's defense was coached very well, and they threw a few different things at him. But hey, we won the game, so like we're cool. And we have this bye week right now. I think this bye week's at a great spot because I don't think I'm breaking news here. The last 2 weeks, offensive performances haven't been outstanding. Right? I don't think I'm breaking news to anybody here.
So we won. So who fucking cares?
100%. But I think this bye week's at a good spot because we've won 2 games in a row, but we now have a good spot. This is a good spot to self-scout, in my opinion, is after 2 wins, but they didn't.
Agreed.
They had 2 halves in first half of Purdue and second half of Rutgers where they didn't perform up to standards, I'd say. So like this is a good time to self-scout this and correct some of those issues. And again, coming off 2 wins, I feel very strongly that last year's team, and for sure any team under Frost, would have found ways to lose the last 2 weeks. When things are going bad, I truly believe in my heart that last few years teams would have found ways to lose. This year's teams got that built different, especially coming out of that Illinois game. They found ways to win, and that's what I'm super thrilled about, is that they're finding ways to win when shit isn't going right. Because to me, I don't know, is like in the game of football, you're going to have so many things where things aren't going your way. You think you have a beautiful game plan put together. You got 100%.
Quicksand.
And then all of a sudden, you got a defense that's lining up in a front you weren't expecting. Oh, wow, they haven't been blitzing linebackers all year, and they're blitzing every damn play. You're going to see things. Sometimes game plans go out the window. And guess what? We're finding ways to win, and that's something we haven't done in the past.
Hey, doesn't it just feel good to not have been getting our ass handed to us over these last 6 weeks?
Yeah.
100%.
Very much so.
100%.
And then our defense is the one actually giving the ass whooping out. Thank you.
Boy, they are. They are.
Night and day different. And God. See, this is why I wanted Frost fired so bad, because you couldn't fucking stop anyone. And the rule comes in here, and it's like night and day different from the first fucking game. It's like, boy, here's the difference between a fucking first-time head coach and a dude that's got fucking Power 5 experience. And even last,
what was it? Last year with the game against Minnesota, the season opener. Even with that being a loss, you still saw fucking improvement by that defense.
Or you just don't kick a fucking onside when you have the fucking lead.
Oh boy,
you know how I felt about that.
That's never getting let go.
Fuck.
Remember, I went ballistic.
Well, yeah, Kenny, your buddy Lightborn there ended up getting a gift made out of him for not even being able to attempt an onside kick at Ohio State. Tripping over the ball? Seriously, man?
Don't even get me started.
Good buddy.
Oh, good.
I thought I broke my hand after that game last year because of punching a wall.
And then was mad and transferred.
God.
That onside was. Ooh.
You're not the fucking Saints in the Super Bowl. Knock it the fuck off.
It was ridiculous.
Like Kenny said last week, it was definitely a simple Jack moment. Definitely a simple Jack moment.
Or he's not here anymore, thank God.
Or Bobby Boucher.
Well, I'm sure after all this, we have great special teams now, right? Surely we are.
Absolutely. I mean, you would think that the improvement.
I'm sorry.
You would think the
I don't even
improvement
know what to
we've
say.
made everywhere else, you would think special teams would probably be the easiest shit to fix.
Oh, they're going to get addressed.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
they're already
yeah.
being addressed, and by the time the offseason gets here, it's going to be addressed even more, and you already know it.
Hey, this is a
Writing's
good time.
on the wall already. I mean,
we're halfway through this season. We got a bye week. It's time to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
To me, I'll be real with you guys. I am much more concerned with the things I saw last Saturday than the missed kicks. Obviously, the missed kicks with the long snaps were very bad.
Hey.
I was much more concerned with the problems that we saw against Rutgers because that's not, oh, this is a bad snap. This is, hey, we're returning the ball when we don't have guys blocking for you. This is, we're taking a delay a game backed up on our own 30 and then getting the punt blocked.
Yeah.
Like, that shit that just can't happen. And I don't know. You guys know me. I'm never gonna talk bad about any. Like I defend these coaches till the end, right?
well, I don't.
I know you don't,
But
but
I want to. I want to. It's just
I truly do really like Ed Foley. I like him.
So do I. I said that last week.
Yeah, I really like him. It's hard. It's hard to defend at the moment. So I'm not saying anything bad. I'm keeping my mouth shut. You know what?
Yeah,
Just
and
like
that's why I
moms
just
always
said
say.
the writings are on the wall. I mean, it's got to be addressed.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure all our mothers have told us, you know, whether they're still here or not, but growing up, I'm sure you were told you got nothing nice to say. Just don't say anything at all.
I have done I literally on the show that I put out today, I literally said when it comes to special teams, I have no words.
There you go. It's perfect.
But yeah, man, I don't know.
High level dumb shit that we've been doing.
Well, that's I don't know.
Been exceptional.
Exceptional. That is true. Yeah. If you're gonna do it with some flair. All right.
If you're gonna be the worst at a high level.
Yeah. I've just been bothered by the things that we've seen of like.
Because it's simple stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you got high snaps. You've got bad snaps
for me. You lose me for a second.
No, we got you. Yeah, just for a second. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, the snapping, like I said, that's the one that drives me nuts. It's you do this 1,000 times in practice. Come on.
You just need to go in there with all of making those mistakes and give them this line. What's the matter, boy? You just stupid. Give them the water boy. Fix this shit, man. Fix it. It's ridiculous.
The things that really bother me are things like we got like gunners on punt team like running through the back of the end zone instead of downing the ball. Like, yeah, that's the stuff where I'm like, hey, man, that's just like you got to know your job. Those are the ones that bother me, and I'm not like I'm not a special teams expert at all. Like I'm just that hasn't just not been my thing. So I reached out to a guy who's not power 4, but like a college special teams coach. I sent him some plays of being like, hey man, my mind is boggled here on what the hell I'm looking at. Like
what's going on? That's all you want to say. What's going on?
Yeah. Can you help me out to see what I'm looking at? And he pretty much has said like, you know, obviously I don't know, but to me, special teams comes down a few things. Obviously execution, knowing your job, and he said discipline. And then he sent me another text that said extra emphasis on discipline.
Damn.
And to me, when you look at some of those punt blocks, and just a lot of the special teams in general, I've felt like it's knowing your job and discipline, and I don't feel like we're there right now.
Yep.
And again, I'm not a special teams expert. That's just that's kind of what I gotten from a guy that I trust, who's a college special teams coordinator, and like I said, we have a bye week to figure it out. So I have to remain optimistic, or I'm going to bang my head against the wall. So
yeah, you would like to think we've made at least a little bit of improvement over the bye week. So wait and see, I guess. I'll keep my mouth shut, even though I just want to fucking go off the handle and just explode. But we're bad on special teams.
I agree, and that's why I hate to say it, but like that phase of the game is bad right now. Yeah, and I don't think if anyone in in the building right now could hear that and like be offended because it's like, dude, just look at the film, dog. Like, you know, and that's I don't
mention what we're saying right here about it is a hell of a lot nicer than what a lot of other people are saying about it publicly on Twitter. So
yeah, well, you also got to think too, like Rule, he doesn't like hold bones. Like he doesn't lie. He's saying like we're practicing special teams great in practice, and then it's a complete opposite when we go to the game.
I know.
So it's like
I know.
Well, as far as the teams we've played this year, I mean, 6 games. It's been UTEP, the Buffaloes, Northern Iowa, Illinois, Purdue, Rutgers. UTEP, we're recording on a Thursday night right now. This will come out Monday. But as of right now, UTEP is playing, and it's not looking good for them. So it looks like their 0-5 start's going to be 0-6.
Damn.
But I mean, then you're looking at the Buffaloes. They're at 4-1 right now. Northern Iowa's 2-3.
They're lucky to be 4-1 though. They got fucking lucky with that fucking Hail Mary.
Illinois is sitting at 4-1. They gave Penn State a hell of a run. You got Purdue sitting at 1-4. They've had since that first game of the season they had where their quarterback missed one pass. They've gone completely off the radar.
Fire everybody.
It is not looking good in West Lafayette right now.
No, it's fire everyone.
Yeah, Graham Harrell's already gone. He was fired after the Nebraska game.
I am baffled they didn't fire Ryan Walters already. I really am.
Yeah. There's a different coach in college football that I can't believe ain't been fired yet, and that man's sitting in Tallahassee.
Yeah, Mike.
And then you got Rutgers.
They were undefeated last year. That's why he's still got a job right now.
I know, but they're trying to rival what we did in 2018.
Don't
do that. Don't go and do that. You don't want that. Trust me. But then you got Rutgers sitting at 4-1. So altogether through 6 games, the combined record's 15-15. So, I mean, if you want to try and stack where our competition has been, obviously the first game of the season was great to get over. Obviously, UTEP is not the team we're maybe hoping they would be, have maybe at least a few more wins. They do, and they brought in a lot of guys from Austin P, where he came from. So I get that. It's still a learning experience for everybody there. Everything's still trying to come together. We went through it last year. So I understand that. But then you got Buffalo sitting at a lucky 4-1. Who gives a damn? I don't like Kansas State. I don't like Colorado, but I hope Kansas State kicks the shit out of them this weekend. And like I said, this will come out Monday. I'm probably wrong. I'm going to look like a jackass for saying that, but I don't care.
I don't think you're wrong.
Illinois has been impressive this season. They really have. Like I said, they gave Penn State a hell of a run inside Happy Valley. So the Fighting Bielemas, the son of that little butterball son of a bitch, has got them doing something. And then you got a disappointing Purdue, who were looking to have a much better season the way they ended last year and the way that first game of the season started this year. I saw their first game. I was like, oh, shit, maybe Purdue's somebody to worry about. And then they just fell off. It just dropped off the table.
Yeah, after Notre Dame tapped that ass, they tapped out.
It's called your team quit on you.
Yeah, they tapped
big
out.
Time. Yeah. And then
leadership at the top is not – they're not bringing them back. Then
you got the Fighting Shianos, old Rutgers.
And they'll be just fine.
Handed them their first loss of the season. They came in 4-0. I was surprised they weren't ranked, honestly.
Same.
I really was.
They were in one poll, I thought.
And see, if they were, they didn't list them as ranked when we played. That's
I know.
So, I mean, depending on how they finish out their season, so far we're looking at what could help us as long as we keep rolling is Colorado, unfortunately, But you know what? No, screw that. We don't want no. They can lose the rest of their games. I don't give a damn. But Illinois could help us out by keeping going, doing what they're doing, but we need them to lose another game. And then Rutgers. I think Rutgers is going to end up with a pretty decent season. I could see Rutgers hitting 8 or 9 wins. I
said 7 or 8, so.
Yeah, that defense is going to win them some games in this back.
Yeah,
and Monongai, their running back Monongai, he's going to have some big games. He really is. I was very impressed with how our defense shut him down because he worried me.
Especially after that first quarter. That first quarter, I was watching that game. Like
66 yards in the first quarter on his own?
62.
I was like, oh shit! Like it worried me. That first quarter worried me with him that it was just going to stack up and that game was going to, you know what I mean? Like,
just being one of those games yet again.
He's beating us up in the first quarter. How are we going to look in 2 hours? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That black shirt defense we talked about, they stepped the hell up and shut.
Well, and we made adjustments.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, in-game adjustments go a long way. And we made them.
We got heavy on defensive personnel a lot more than
he finished with 12 yards the rest of the game.
Yep.
Insane.
In 3 quarters. Oh my God. It's so nice to see.
Yeah.
All right. So that's kind of the mid-season review so far. We know where we're sitting, we know how we're feeling, and we know where the opponents we've played are sitting. And as far as records go, it's 50-50. It's 15-15. So the combined record's sitting at 500. I'm okay with that. As long as we're not dealing with so far a 6-game slate where the combined record's 8 and whatever, 8 and 14 or 10 and 16.
Right.
I'm happy to be where it's at. 15-15 to me is okay. That means at least half the teams you've played have been somewhat worth a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Somewhat worth a shit. And one of them you
go
lost
back and look at Indiana's opponents' records because they played no one.
Is that what it? Well, still.
So last week was their hardest game, and I can't even remember who they played.
Indiana's still putting up the points. They're putting up the points on these nobodies. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know.
They're beating them exactly how people want you to beat nobodies. So, all right, let's get to the recruiting. Matt, you wanted to talk about Dayton Raiola first. I mean, we've seen the stuff on Twitter now. His highlights, I mean, the 70-yard ball in the air, in stride to the receiver. What are we looking at?
Stud. I mean, he's not quite as polished as Dylan.
Not yet.
But, I mean, dude, he's got the arm strength just like his brother. 70 yards. Dude, there's some starting quarterbacks and pros that don't throw it that far.
Uh-huh.
Like Baker Mayfield only throws the ball 50 yards.
Wow.
I'm dead serious. You're a junior in high school.
That's not even fair.
Like I was saying, like before we started, he already had 2 passing touchdowns tonight. I mean, the kid's good, and he's recruiting for us. Yeah. He's doing peer recruiting. Exactly why I wanted Dylan to commit to Nebraska last summer. In the summer,
that's all right.
Wait till the end. You get all these studs going to Georgia, and you could have been doing that for us.
They can transfer.
Yeah, well.
Especially with the whole new rule with the NLI, the National Letter of Intent.
Yeah, there's no. They dropped it. Oh, my God. But, yeah, I mean, stud. He's not as polished, but it'll come. He's a junior. I mean, he's ranked as a 3-star right now, but
that'll go up.
I mean, sky's the limit. But do you want your ranking? Do you want your ranking to go up?
He's committed to Nebraska, so they're not gonna bump it up.
Yeah, but I mean, going to camps, quarterback competitions, like Rivals camps, Nike camps, Under Armour camps. That's usually how you get your ranking to go up. And is he going to do those, or is he just going to say, no, fuck that? I'm just going to recruit. I'm going to try and help my future school. And I mean, I don't give a shit what stars you have. I don't care if you're a fucking 1-star and no star. I mean, look at Justin Jefferson. He was a no star, and now he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. So I don't care. So, I mean, which one you want to go for? I say just start recruiting and work on your craft.
Well, and speaking of receivers, Matt, the next one's Bonwell. We got him saying he's committed.
Yeah, the kid's a stud. Like I said, his film speaks for itself. I mean, it's too bad he got hurt, but
it's okay.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. It's nothing major serious, but yeah, the kid's a stud. He is a stud, and that commit came out of nowhere, just like Dayton.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you sent that to me. I think like just a few minutes after it broke, you sent me a picture of it.
Well, I mean, I saw a prediction from one of the writers in Nebraska, and I was like, "Oh, okay, so there's a good chance we're going to land him in the summer." Then boom, like 20 minutes later, he's committed, quick. And it's like, "Oh hell yeah!" There's our first 2 commits. So, yeah,
I love it. I love the fact that we're going after a position that we are just absolutely stacked at right now, and this kid's like, okay, yeah, I still want to be there. Obviously, this is the place to be. It not just right now, but in the future. This is going to be the place to be, and especially for this position, because I'm going to have a guy that can sling it to me from about anywhere on the field.
Yeah. Well, we're getting stacked at quarterback really fast, too.
I feel so sorry for Kenny that he played here at the time that he did.
Oh,
I really do. Me too. Me too. Dude's got 3 championship rings. He's like, me too.
Yeah. Right.
I love it.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Yes. Fuck your feelings by Kenny this week.
Hey, man, I'm going to be nice today. Let me tell you something.
Here comes that cheat code.
If we had all of this good NIL, we're not even talking about the new stuff they got. We had NIL and all of that stuff.
Nebraska back then?
Nebraska would still be on. Even with NIL, we'd be on probation.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. All right, we were next level. It was some real movie type stuff that some stuff can't be put on TV. Let me just say that.
Kenny,
burn that. You got to burn that.
What do you think? What type of NIL deals would Lawrence have had, dude?
A lot. And you're saying Lawrence, man. You should have been saying Tommy. Tommy's would have been unreal, off the wall.
I only bring up Lawrence because he had his issues keeping his nose clean off the field. Now I'm trying to imagine what would have happened had he been given all this money in college.
Now, you know what, man? Yeah. You know what? It wouldn't have. This is a true thing. And I'll say this for everybody watching. The guy that you heard about doing that stuff is not the guy you would have ran into. Night and day. Wow. There were people who literally came in contact with him when he was over our house, and they didn't know who he was. And they were like, "Oh, who is that guy? He's quiet. He's cool." And this, and I was like, "That's LP." They was like, "That's Lawrence?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
The image because of the outburst, but that goes back to how I was raised in group home. Surviving. Yeah. The trust, the temper, defensive. That's not him. People forget this guy was highly intelligent, supremely intelligent. Yeah. Could have graduated in like 2.5, 3 years. Articulate. Lawrence wasn't about foolishness. When he would sit there and he would see us do it or just clown, he'd be like, "Hey, you guys are a bunch of idiots. I'm out of here." Really, totally opposite.
Wow.
So that was other stuff. You get what I'm saying? So
damn.
Fortunately, that was just a situation that happened. He snapped.
Yeah.
Buddy hid in the restroom because he didn't want that smoke.
I don't mean to laugh about that situation, but the fact that he was high. Well, I mean, I get why he was hiding. I would have jumped off the balcony.
Yeah, but no, he would have did well. Tommy would have did well. There's a lot of guys who would have done well.
Oh, yeah. Brooke would have done well.
Brooke would have done well.
To
After
the
the
offensive
94 year.
line.
Oh,
would have done well.
Jesus.
Like,
Kenny, you guys.
we would have been blocking. We would have had stuff, building blocks or some type of work. Wouldn't have been catching passes, but look, this is how you block something. So, yeah, man.
That's actually hilarious.
So we would have, like I told him one time, hey man, why don't you just give me a number 50 or something in the 60s and 70s, because I'm pretty much the fastest lineman on this team. We're running downfield trying to get pancakes and shit. I've had enough. But yeah, man, NIL, you see it, it's good. I understand. I understand the whole premise, because you do so much and the money comes in and you didn't see any of it. The NCAA, this is what you guys have realized. NCAA has tried their best to take stuff away from the players to capitalize all the money. Remember, they stopped selling the individual jerseys without your name or the number. Back in the days, you used to go across from Memorial Stadium to the Big Red Shop or other shops, and my parents can go buy number 6.
Yep.
Remember, they stopped that and just started putting the year.
Yep.
01, 02, 03, 04, 05. They started doing stuff to not make it individual within the team sport, like everyone's got to wear gray gloves.
Mm-hmm.
See, this was all systematically done, or everyone has to wear long socks. That's why if majority of your team wear long socks, everyone has to have it, instead of people being comfortable in what they're playing in. That's why in 98, 99, you see a lot of times we had on long socks. Receivers, we don't want to wear no long socks. Feeling weighed down. I don't want to wear no long socks. It's not NFL. We don't want to wear the long thinner. You know what I mean? But they started doing so many things for them to make money and take it away from the kids that I get it. Does it need to be tightened up a little bit? Yes.
Yeah.
Because what can eventually happen is you can create that disparity between the kids. Now the kids understand, but how are you treating them and the other kids are seeing that? You get what I'm saying? Because this is your big ticket dude. That can also, it's almost like an NFL contract. Like I told you guys,
it's free agency.
We knew he was going to start. They threw the book at him to get him there. So it's almost like when the teams get that quarterback, this quarterback might be good, but we signed it old school. We drafted this guy high. He's making all this money. We're gonna sit you down. Let's go. Kurt Warner, Eli Manning in New York. We're gonna get you out here because we drafted him how to pay this money. Let's go Drew Brees in San Diego.
Yep.
Phillip Rivers. You get what I'm saying? So when other people see that, the other kids, you be like, yeah, but like I said, my whole aspect is good. And I hate when people throw this out there. Well, you get a free scholarship. Yeah, so does the dude that's in the art program that gets the free scholarship, or the people all these other programs who get free and paid education. But guess what?
The cheerleaders are scholarship.
Yeah, they don't have to go to work like I do or I did. I explain this to people. There are programs on TV that I've never seen and I never knew was on TV, because school was whatever, 7:30, 8, depending on the day. We were getting home as freshmen at 8:30, 9 o'clock from being up at about 7. Because you went to class, you ate lunch, you went to class, you went to practice, you worked out, study hall. You were home, it was 9 o'clock. So the next year, depending on your GPA, you still had study hall some days a week. But the point is, you were there all day.
Yeah.
Hey, art dude, you're not competing week in and week out where they can say, we're going to take your scholarship. So when you get mad about them, when a coach gets rid of a scholarship, that's normal. I've seen it. It happened at Nebraska. Hey, we go medical redshirt you. Pretty much that was taking it so they can free it up. So it's nothing new. So when people hear this stuff and they're like, oh, like when they were with Deion, it's just out there for you to see now.
Yeah.
It's been a thing where we go, you're not performing. I got to perform. You can just draw your pictures. But now I get to capitalize and make money off of that. I think we rebuilt the Love Library off one spring game after 94.
Well, that's
after
my
94.
thing. Is
but you know what I'm saying? We didn't get it done. I got $14 after a game.
Just using that art program, for example, how many times we fill in Memorial Stadium to go watch an art show? You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I'm not trying to say that to be a jerk, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The truth hurts, unfortunately, but
It's just the truth, man. And a lot of people don't see it. They don't want to hear it because they're not on that side of it. But I technically had a job that I wasn't getting paid for.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you want to say, oh, you got a scholarship check. It's different now. My scholarship check by the time I left Nebraska was $406 a month.
Oh my God.
How the fuck do you live on $406
a month?
And what the rest of it was being taken out of? And this is while I was, when you're in the dorm, when you stayed in the dorm, it was less than that because of housing. But when you were out, it was that they took out money that you would have gotten because of the training table. They factored that into the training table. So that was pulled out. So $406. We split it. We had an apartment. That was $200 a piece. So that leaves $200. So that's miscellaneous for gas. After the game, we got a $14 per diem. So
sweet. That's gas, lunch and dinner for one day.
Miscellaneous stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. The bills. Let's go cable. Let's go gas. I mean, let's go electric. Let's go, the house essentials as roommates. It didn't add up. You get what I'm saying? So now they get more, but I'm at work and I'm not getting paid for being at work. I had to report at this time. I can't be late. You get what I'm saying? So I understand it. They just need to reel it in a little bit. I personally would like for them to set up something to where they have something for these kids to when they get out of college, they have a fun, which
I agree.
Dig into, because we all know, like when I got out of college and I was finally done trying to play football after the accidents, okay, people going to work. Most kids not going to get that chance and they going to work. You're going to start from the bottom. They might not find a job like the normal college student after a couple of years. It's something they really want to be making money on. So it's that growth period, but they should have a reserve to where they can go into to help them start living and teach economics to them.
Yeah, agreed.
That money, man. It's just, that's the big thing, because now they're getting it, they can blow it. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
just my 2 cents on that.
Kenny, whenever I become the commissioner of college football, you're on my staff. You'll be my first phone call.
Yeah, he's not wrong though. I mean, my biggest fear is that college football, it's like the top teams in the country. I mean, the biggest schools right now are going to be the only ones left standing here in like 10 years.
Most likely.
So, I mean, the minute.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, I'm saying go ahead. I'll wait till you finish, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like the Alabamas, the Georgia, Ohio States, Michigans. I mean, and I'm worried that Nebraska is going to have to fall back because we haven't been relevant for so long.
Right.
But then schools, I mean, like Purdue and Minnesota, like they're so fucked in this era now. Oh, they can't compete. They can't. I mean, they can't even afford to pay like Dylan Raiola $1 million a season.
Oh God, no.
Right, but here's the catch.
I mean, it's just.
But here's the catch-22 to that. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I agree.
With that, that's the thing people hate. I mean, with that, the blessing of that is the transfer portal.
Yes.
Because kids are going to get out of there, because at some point it's going to come to the point where you're like, I want to play, dude.
Yeah.
Because the only thing this is doing what a lot of these teams that we've always said, even during my time, them boys getting paid under the table. So we knew they were getting paid at them schools. We knew that. Them boys
getting
paid under the table. We weren't. Hell, all we wanted was some extra we would
French
be
fries.
We got an extra couple of ranches for our crispy burrito and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Amigos.
Hey, baby, throw me a couple more.
But I agree, because I mean, I don't care how much money you're making in college. There's still the ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal is to play in the fucking NFL.
Right.
And if you ain't playing, well, thank you for the money in college, but well, I'm not playing.
Right.
Now my dream's gone. Well, no, fuck your money. Now I want to play.
Yep.
Get me on the fucking field so I can live out my dream and play in the pros.
And at least get that opportunity.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of people misconstrue when I hear them, oh, they're not the transfer. I was like, no, it's not about people quitting. Like when I was going to leave, it wasn't about playing.
I agree.
It was about, hey man, this ain't it.
Frost didn't quit Stanford.
Right. It's like, this ain't it. I want to get and go and feel a part of it. And sometimes you just want to say, yeah, I can play, but we play. But no, I want to go play. You might be better than that dude. This dude might be a senior or junior, but this is a guy they got to feature because when they put out there. It's the competitor, being a competitor. Hell, people stop saying it. I'm gonna give you a prime example. NFL and NBA players complain about the plane and making millions of dollars. So how do you expect kids to feel when they're making, well, I'm just going to say making nothing, well, they're making something now, but you get what I'm saying about playing and the opportunity to play, because that's being a competitor. That's being a competitor. I want to play, dude. I want to go out here and get it.
Yeah.
You think, and then we think like, why is this dude complaining in the NBA and he making $10 million sitting on the bench? That's crazy to us, but they want to play.
Because he's sitting on the bench watching a game that he's grown up playing, loves to play, knows he can play, has the talent to fucking start.
Right.
But for some reason, he's just not getting that shot. So, yeah, absolutely agree with the transfer portal shit, because I would be the same damn way.
Yeah.
So, some of it, but when you got guys that are on like their third or fourth school.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, calm down, dude.
That's crazy, baby. In my opinion.
I wish I did 9 years of college.
Yeah, because I mean, by that point, it's just a matter of fact where they know, okay, well, my dream of playing in the pros is probably not going to happen. So maybe I can get a better opportunity here, make more money, get on the field. Yeah. And it's like, once you're at your third school, now it's just like, well, shit, I'm going here because I'm going to make more money.
Yeah.
And now it's unlimited. You don't even have to sit out. It's like, fuck, Jesus.
And new women. Ugh.
The dream's over, bro. If you're not on the field by the time you're a junior, it's almost impossible to get drafted. Or if you do get drafted, it's going to be in the 5th or 6th round.
Yep.
Where your signing bonus is what, like $100,000?
Hey,
no offense,
I'll take $100,000.
Yeah, I was going to say, Brian, fuck it. How much could $100,000 help you right now? For me, that would help me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of us. Hey, sweet, I can finally buy that property out in the country that I've wanted for my entire life.
Like, there you go.
But to these kids, they don't see that. They're like, oh, I'm only getting $100,000. Well, hell, I want $1 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because that's what they fucking see on TV by the fucking pro athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, guys. We've hit the hour 17 mark. I wanted to try and keep us just to the hour because I know, Ben, you've been having a little bit of a health issue here lately, so I didn't want to keep you on too long.
I appreciate it.
You've done great with it so far, over an hour, man. I've only seen you mute a couple times.
Yeah, I have to mute my mic just so I don't cough in your guys' ear. That'd be a little bit rude of me, but
yeah, you did.
Yeah, dude, you've been amazing as always. So, God, it's always just good to talk to you, man, whether it's through texting or on Twitter or on here or your show. It's just damn good to talk to you, dude. Just always.
Hey, same to you guys as well. Like I said, you guys have a great thing going. Anyone that I'm talking to now, I'm trying to send your guys' way because you guys got a really good show going. And
really appreciate it.
And Brian, I've told you 100 times, it's super easy to just sit down and talk with you. When you came and did my show a few weeks ago, I felt like I could sat and talked with you for 4 hours. You're just
easily, dude.
Well, we could go on and on and on for hours if we wanted.
Same to you two as well, guys. Like I could literally sit and talk with you guys forever. You guys are super easy to talk to, and I really enjoy you guys.
All good, brother. Yeah, I got to get on that show, man, so I can cut up.
Oh, dude, it's anytime, dude. You have an outstanding invitation. Anytime you want to come on.
Right on, brother.
Get Kenny fucking representing the Husker Army over on the BA Coaches show. I love it.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll go ahead and get ready to shut her down. We did a good job for the bye week, I think. We went over the past opponents, talked about defense, offense, special teams. We got our recruiting news in there, talked about some injuries and how minimal that's been. I mean, shit, not a bad episode, gentlemen. So, all right, Ben, where's everybody going to find you and the BA Coaches Show, my friend?
If you go to YouTube, type in the BA Coaches Show, you'll find me any social media platform you can think of. I probably have an account on there. All the usernames are the same, at the BA Coaches Show. If you also want to go check out my content, you can go to characterchronicles.com, go to the video section. The BA Coaches Show got added to characterchronicles.com.
Oh, nice.
Right before the season. So that kind of gave it a little bit of a boost. And hey, anytime Adam Carricker calls you and says he wants to add your content to his website, that just makes you feel good. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that was kind of a no-brainer. And hey, I just got to plug it. Make sure you always check out my segments on Monday mornings on 1620 The Zone, mornings with Sharp and Hanley. I have a really fun time talking Husker football on there for about 20, 30 minutes every Monday. It's a good time.
Yeah, I wish it came in better in Fremont.
Hey,
I'd be like 10 minutes outside of Fremont before I can finally get it. And it drives me bonkers.
Hey, I'll have to start sending you the links. They posted on like Spotify, I think.
Yeah, I have the app.
All right, there you go.
So,
you got it.
Yeah, and that comes in really sharp. It's just, well, I still have to work.
Fair enough. I get it.
So.
All right, guys. Well, we'll go ahead and get ready to shut this one down. It's been a blast. You know where to find Ben. And of course, the BA Coaches Show. You've got to check them out. If you haven't yet, I don't know what the hell you're doing, where the hell you've been. This guy's literally like the fastest growing Husker podcast out there right now. I mean, the guy started in July, and boom, already to the point where he can be monetized on YouTube and everything. He's on radio already. I told him it was coming. I didn't know if he believed me or not. Now I think he's seen the light. I think he knows. So, you know where to find Ben. You know where to find Kenny on Twitter and Instagram. You see right there, at HuskerNoop1911. You know where to find Matt on Twitter. He is Herbie_Husker15. Then, of course, you can find us, the show, over on Twitter and Instagram as well, at Husker Army Pod. Give us a follow on there. We usually follow back. Certain reasons we don't on certain accounts, of course, bot accounts. That's getting out of control on Twitter. It is so damn ridiculous. But let's see. You know where to find us on YouTube. If you go ahead and just Google Husker Army Podcast, we're the first or one of the first things that pop up right there. So go over to YouTube, give us a subscribe, a like, hit that bell icon so you know when we upload new videos. Then, of course, once again, the merch over at hurrdatsports.com. Click that little merch pop-down window, find Husker Army. You see it there. The shirts, the tumblers, mugs, hats, beanies. We got it. We got quite a bit. And hopefully if these things start selling even better, you know, maybe we'll add some items or maybe swap some items. Like Matt said, he'd like to see some hoodies on there.
I'm getting a hat this weekend. So yes. I love it. Ah, God, I love having merch. I don't know what it is. It's just a little touch. Makes you feel all warm and giddy inside, doesn't it?
It does. Kind of makes you. Ooh. All right, so you know where to find Ben. You know where to find Kenny, Matt. You know where to find the show at this point. Of course, all audio-only platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Amazon one I'll never learn the name of, but if that's what you use, you know what the hell it's called. So, easy to figure out. You know what everything is. You know where everybody is. You know where the merch is. You know where to find us. So at this point, Husker Army, you know what to do. At ease, you are all dismissed.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.